We're in Chile, Girona.
Entrance to the cathedral is €7.50 and includes a museum and a cloister. It's so cold you wouldn't expect a cactus. That bridge was made by Eiffel. What kind of birds are those, Kathy?
Well, I was just about to tell you that when we were in New Zealand, we saw something called a skag, which is a relation to the cormorant, and I think that these are likewise from that family.
This is the lower cathedral. Girona has a great deal of pedestrian bridges. Two flat whites from La Fabrica. This is the cathedral in Girona, and it has the second widest nave in the world, only next to that of the Vatican. Ooh, what do you have there, Kath?
It's a creme de Catalonia. I don't know. It's pastry, and I love pastry, so.
This is the lioness. And if you kiss the lioness's butt, which you're no longer allowed to do, it guarantees you good luck and a return to Girona. Kathy asked why they took down the stairs to kiss the lioness's butt, and I said, well, because people are actually falling off the stairs and dying, and she's like, and that's it? Here's the wall that you can walk along, and it goes halfway around the city. You can see the wall continue over there. This is our favorite coffee shop. Unlike most businesses, this one seems to be open in the morning and in the evening. Wow, no tourists. Although this is called the Arab Baths, it was actually built after the Arabs left. Like in Rome, there were fires set under the floors to keep it all heated. So you started out in the fancy room, and then the rooms got warmer and warmer until you got to this last room, which is mostly in ruin, where it was the hottest. The baths were eventually turned into a convent and then restored. See the two rose windows? Kathy loves finding cats. Here are some of the flies of Girona. And this is the famous foot statue with flies built in for Saint Narcissus. Biking is extremely popular here. People from all over the world come here to bike. This is the beginning of the wall walk. It's a little quiet up here at night, but there are lights, and it doesn't seem to close. This tower is Torre Girona, and the bottom part you can tell is different constructions. That's Roman, and then there's medieval, and then of course the restoration at the top. But 40 Jews hung out here, or hid here, in the 1300s to avoid getting kicked out. This museum has both paid and free exhibits. The free exhibit I saw was of 1900 posters, and it was probably the most beautiful collection I've seen. Here's an example where the artwork description is both in Spanish and Catalan. We saw something similar to this on the street, and those top parts are actually light bulbs, or 4 light bulbs. The Lumiere projector. Look at that yummy set of fruit. Wow. We're not sure if maybe this is the real one. These are the wooden boards that they'd make the stained glass on top of. You can see the outline of the design and where they put the nails to hold the glass in place. The Museum of Girona doesn't have a lot of signs in English, so we assume that these were moved from other places. This is kind of the room that I had wanted to see. They have all of these large altarpieces. This one is from Saint Miguel. The Dali Theater Museum. You normally pay for tickets online, but it's the winter, so we were able to get in without having to wait. So Dali designed this entire museum. This is his Cadillac, and above is the boat he and his wife took out. And when she died, he created this sculpture with the tears coming down. Could you find these different paintings in that painting? Note that it's moving. This is Breslau. Nobody knows exactly how old the bridge is, but it's more than 1,000 years old. Was blown up during the Spanish Civil War, and when Napoleon conquered this area, they tore down all the city walls. There's like nobody in town. It's so quiet. This is St. Vincent, another church we can't get into. We are in Olot, which doesn't get a lot of tourists, has the oldest woman in the world, and has some Art Deco. This town is surrounded by hopefully inactive volcanoes you can hike up to. This is the bridge into San Jong. You want to see the inside of this monastery? Well, there it is. No sidewalls. A very pretty square. Took the one-lane road up into the Pyrenees for a beautiful view. The church was taken down, but the tower is still there, and you can climb it when it's open. This town is right on the border of France, and notable because a railroad between France and Spain was created in the 1920s. Kathy saw this roof off the highway, so we came down and found this castle. There's a little sign saying that this is a private house. Here's the castle Kathy found. And these are the cows of the castle.
Well, we're just driving down the road, going to the Pyrenees up there, and we saw these little points sticking up, and we thought we'd go check it out. And it turned out to be a castle.
Beautiful view of the Pyrenees. There's a cat. Kathy found a castle. This is the castle of Balsaremi, which there's a village below that with the same name. And there's a little church up here. We tried to go into the restaurant, but we didn't have reservations. So Kathy, what's your impression of just stopping at a castle you see up on the hill?
It's a medieval village enclosed by a wall, and there are people still living in there, and there's a Michelin restaurant inside.
It's a little icy on this side of the fortress or village. Kathy found a town that actually has cafes that are open. This is the old hospital, we think. This is the newer cathedral. Our guess is this is a copy of the Black Madonna at Montserrat.
We're having dinner in a church tonight.
It's the first seating at 8:15 and nobody else is here. What are you doing there, Kath?
Heading to St. Cow.
Take the elevator up from the square to get to here. That's the square where we had coffee last night. This is definitely a wow. We are the only people here. I've never seen a cloister this high or ornate. The church was built in 1200, but by the 1800s had become an army barracks. Most of the ornamentation is gone, although it's probably in museums around the world. Some of the original colors, mostly faded. There was a fierce siege in here in 1707. They have a nice elevator and bridge to get up here. These same birds were on there last night. These are called St. Christina. What'd you get there, Kat?
A whiskey sour.
Try it.
Excellent. Some of the best I've had in here.
Pretty neat that you can actually go up into this column, and there's a viewport out there. Can take a little sail or a cable car. We suspect these are a bunch of yachts under repair or being hidden. Maybe they're from a Russian oligarch.
Oh my goodness! Oh wow! Okay, be careful with that plate. So good. The bread for the south. This is the key.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
So Kathy, you were explaining the story of this hole here in front of this old hospital.
Yes, it's the Provincial House of Maternity and Foundlings of Barcelona. And it was where women who had come into the countryside for work and who then ended up having illegitimate children could leave their babies at that hole and not.
Samsung, the official phone of the Catholic Church here at the Cathedral of Barcelona. The whole section is based on the Velázquez painting Malines. This is the Arc de Triomphe. It's the Justice Building. It was 37 euros per ticket. So Kathy, what are your impressions?
Really stunning and unique.
To quote Kathy, it's not as gaudy as she expected. This is like an art exhibit, we think. Kathy's bored already. Ooh, that looks good. Nice background there. It's pretty wild. You see how high it is, and then you look, but there's another level below. Gaudi is buried in the crypt below. The walls almost look like paper because of the sunlight. Gaudi used weighted string to help design. This shows what's left to be built. A cathedral built on turkeys. Fewer tourists 5 minutes before closing. Now that's French toast.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's incredible.
It's similar al Pernod.
Oh.
It's one of the lovely markets that isn't open on a Sunday. Books and music for sale on a Sunday.
It's a 30-minute walk from the Rambla to the art museum, all uphill. And then we get stairs.
What a faker. There's an escalator for one flight of stairs. And there's a nice view from the top. So most of these murals are from churches in the Pyrenees. You can see the structural support behind the mural there. This is another section of the building. This is the Gothic section. What to do with redheads? This is an El Greco. This is a Canaletto. Another El Greco. Kathy with the Zubrin. The museum has 4 different sections, so you just pick which one you want to go into and then come back to the center. Lots of Gaudi doors. The subway is very easy to use and less than €3.
Con risas y penas, con ratos amargos y con cosas buenas. Yo.
This is the Barcelona Cathedral. It's kind of odd that this thing is kind of in the middle of the church, as opposed to like the front. The organ is quite impressive looking. This is the cloister. Pretty unusual that the cloister has a bunch of chapels around the outside. So Kathy, who's the patron saint of Barcelona?
It is Saint tequila.
Ooh, very good. Included with the ticket is an elevator ride to the roof. Huh? Doing great. And of course you can see Sagra Familia in the background there. And there's the art museum that we were at earlier today. I found it curious that the tower actually has stained glass in it. And a quick set of fries before cocktails. One of the world's best 50 bars.
I got a Voyager Space Probe for my drink.
And all I got was a whiskey sour. This is the Mocha Museum. What's Kathy gonna get? So what do you think of that?
It's amazing.
Elena, the bartender, recommended this place, so we're totally game. So this burrata is a beet emulsion on the outside.
You're gonna really like the roast.
It's an omelet with like some potato inside and truffle, and then some mole sauce with whatever, we don't know.